Dr. Anya Sharma's world ended in the fluorescent glare of the boardroom. Anya, a brilliant botanical chemist whose lab smelled more of mountain sage than sterile solvent, listened as her husband, Michael Alcott, delivered the final, professional death blow. "Anya," Michael said, the contempt in his voice chillingly clinical. "Your failure to develop a single patentable, high-yield GMO crop in 3 years is unacceptable. Our pharmaceutical legacy, Alcott Biofarms, requires scalable, future-proof patents. Your obsession with historical non-GMO compounds and natural synergy is charming, but commercially irresponsible." He slid divorce papers and a non-disclosure agreement across the polished mahogany. "This isn't just divorce, Anya. It's a necessary separation of professional ideology. You are a failure of legacy." Michael, whose family wealth was built on monocrop agriculture and synthetic drugs, saw her expertise in ethnobotany and native plant medicine as a quaint, expensive hobby. Her belief that nature held the cures, not labs, was the exact reason she was being discarded. Her perceived flaw was her dedication to the small, the natural, the unscalable. Anya signed the papers, her hand shaking not from grief, but from a cold, quiet rage. She was left with a modest settlement, her small, cluttered laboratory equipment, and the vast, empty space where her professional pride used to be. She resolved to continue her work, dedicating herself to documenting and preserving the very plants Michael was destroying. 6 weeks later, Anya was deep in a secluded, privately owned nature preserve in Montana, a sprawling estate known for its radical biodiversity. She was collecting rare lichen samples when a sleek, black electric SUV rolled silently onto the dirt road. A woman in a sharp suit emerged, holding a manila envelope. "Dr. Sharma, I am Miss Vane. I represent Mr. Gabriel Holt." Anya frowned. Gabriel Holt. The name was legendary in conservation circles, the reclusive, ethical billionaire CEO of Holt Naturals, whose mission was buying up vast tracts of land globally to create untouchable ecological sanctuaries. He rarely appeared in public. Inside the envelope was a contract, a non-disclosure agreement, and a brief biography. The biography was the hook. Gabriel Holt was the single father of 5 children, ranging from 6 to 15, adopted from 5 different continents. Anya read the clinical details next. Each child suffered from a complex, rare genetic condition specific to their native region. Traditional pharmaceutical treatments had failed. The notes ended with a desperate summary. "The children's conditions are rapidly accelerating. We need a solution that is tailored, individualized, and above all, natural." The proposal was breathtaking. Holt was offering a 7-figure research retainer and a permanent, state-of-the-art lab built entirely to her specifications on his estate. He wanted her to find 5 unique, plant-based medicinal regimens, one for each child. 2 days later, Anya was flown to the heart of the Holt estate, a massive architectural marvel integrated seamlessly into a private rainforest biome. Gabriel Holt was not what she expected. He was quiet, rugged, and exhausted, clearly bearing the weight of his children's suffering. "Dr. Sharma," Gabriel said simply, meeting her gaze, "I've reviewed your entire professional life. Your ex-husband called your work a failure of legacy. I call it the only thing that can save my children." He led her to a large, sunlit atrium where his 5 children, Rayan, Somali descent, renal disorder; May, Himalayan descent, neurological disorder; Kayan, Andean descent, pulmonary fibrosis, and 2 others were supervised by tutors. They were beautiful, bright, and tragically fragile. "My family is the ultimate biodiversity project," Gabriel explained, his voice low. "I need someone who rejects the single-pill, one-size-fits-all model. I need someone who believes that the specific, unique ecosystem holds the specific, unique cure. I need someone who rejects scalability for survival." He looked directly at her. "Michael Alcott rejected you for being barren of patentable mass-market ideas. I need a mind fertile with individual, unscalable, natural genius. Will you save my children, Anya?" Anya felt the tears well up, not of sadness, but of profound vindication. Her rejected specialization was suddenly the most valuable thing in the world. "I will," Anya whispered. "On one condition, I lead the research. No corporate interference. Gabriel nodded. Your word is final. Then came the final, shocking twist. Good, Gabriel said, his expression softening as his children approached. Because the medical community won't listen to a consultant, they will only listen to family. To protect you from Michael, and to ensure you have full legal access to all 5 children's medical histories. And because I need you to stay, I must publicly claim you. He took her hand, a genuine warmth radiating through his calloused palm. Dr. Anya Sharma, welcome to the Holt family. You are now my partner, my chief scientist, and my wife. Anya's life became a frantic, beautiful blur. She was suddenly the wife of a powerful billionaire and the stepmother of 5 critically ill children. She juggled boardroom meetings with bedtime stories and complex mass spectrometry with school pickups. Her state-of-the-art lab became her sanctuary. She used the full power of Holt Global's resources to launch her ethnobotanical research, focusing on the native plants from the children's regions. The radical shift in Anya's status did not escape Michael Alcott. The public marriage of his unproductive ex-wife to the ethical billionaire Gabriel Holt was a massive embarrassment to Alcott Biofarms. Michael launched a vicious corporate and legal campaign, arguing that Anya's research was unverified pseudoscience and attempting to discredit her medical findings before they could be published. His real goal: to prove that only his firm's large-scale GMO-based universal cure could solve humanity's problems, thereby cornering the market and crushing Holt's natural initiatives. Anya's first success came with Rayan, the child with the renal disorder. Traditional dialysis was failing. Anya, using historical knowledge deemed irrelevant by Michael, isolated a rare flavonoid from an African desert shrub known for its specific anti-inflammatory and filtration properties. It wasn't scalable, requiring painstaking harvesting and processing, exactly why Big Pharma ignored it. Within weeks, Rayan's renal function stabilized. But the real challenge was May, the child with the severe neurological disorder. May suffered from debilitating, unpredictable seizures. Michael's firm released a press statement touting a new synthetic neurostabilizer that was 99% scalable and effective, positioning it as the only viable option. Gabriel's board began to panic. Anya, we must show results for May. Michael's drug is taking over the headlines. Anya flew to a high-altitude Holt preserve in Nepal, driven by a nearly forgotten academic paper on Himalayan folk medicine. She knew the chemical key lay in a plant that flourished only above 14,000 feet. She spent days tracking the location, using advanced satellite data mixed with old-world Sherpa knowledge. She finally located a small, unassuming purple mountain flower known locally for stabilizing high-altitude climbers. Back in her lab, she worked feverishly, analyzing the flower's terpenoid profile. She discovered a unique, volatile compound, unstable, difficult to synthesize, and completely rejected by Alcott's algorithms due to its low, complex yield. It was the epitome of unscalable. She presented her findings to Gabriel, who was pale with worry. Anya, are you sure? The synthetic is ready. Michael's drug targets a broad receptor, Anya said, looking at the tiny, precious sample. This targets a highly specific, rare enzyme that is overexpressed in May's condition. It is bespoke medicine. It is a 1 in a billion chance. It is the exact kind of thing Michael rejects. Gabriel, placing his absolute faith in the woman his rivals scorned, authorized the treatment. The result was immediate and profound. May's seizures stopped, not temporarily, but completely. The unique compound had targeted the precise genetic anomaly, restoring neurological balance. The success created a firestorm. Media outlets, health organizations, and even governments demanded to know the source of the miracle. Anya, standing at a global health conference with Gabriel and a healthy, smiling May, addressed the world. The cure for May, Anya announced, did not come from a massive factory or a broad patent. It came from a small, high-altitude flower that required painstaking, non-scalable processing. It came from ethnobotany, from the knowledge that my ex-husband, Michael Alcott, dismissed as being commercially worthless. Michael, watching the broadcast, was incandescent with fury. His scalable, synthetic drug was now revealed to be inferior and potentially dangerous compared to Anya's targeted, natural cure. In the following months, the remaining 3 children all found their balance through Anya's bespoke, natural compounds. Holt Naturals, under Anya's guidance, shifted its focus from merely conserving land to actively establishing global ethnobotanical research centers. Anya's work, deemed incapable of scaling up, had secured the ultimate unscalable legacy, the health of 5 irreplaceable children. One quiet evening, sitting with Gabriel on the veranda overlooking their preserved rainforest, Anya reflected on her journey. "You could have hired any Nobel laureate, Gabriel," she said, leaning her head on his shoulder. "I didn't need the most famous mind," Gabriel replied, drawing her close. "I needed the most honest one. Michael needed a chemist who could turn nature into profit. I needed a wife who could turn nature into life. He rejected the very thing I desperately needed." He looked at her, his eyes filled with quiet devotion. "You were rejected for being barren of his corporate goals. I chose you to nurture a legacy that is messy, complex, and beautiful. You saved my children, Anya." A year later, at a major event marking the establishment of the Anya Sharma Ethnobotanical Foundation, funded by Holt Global, Michael Alcott tried one last desperate move. He offered to buy Anya's research, promising to synthesize and patent her compounds, finally making them scalable. Anya smiled, holding Gabriel's hand. "No, Michael. Your entire career is based on turning the specific into the synthetic generic. My legacy is built on celebrating the specific. The beauty is in the low yield, the complex structure, and the bespoke nature of the cure." She publicly announced the Foundation's first project, a full-ride scholarship for students dedicated to historical, non-GMO medicinal research, a direct, perpetual funding of the exact failure of legacy Michael had accused her of. Anya Sharma, the chemist rejected for her love of the small and the natural,